Diddy was sentenced to 4 years in prison. And as soon as I heard that, this was my face. No exaggeration. My friend told me that yesterday, so that's why I'm gonna be making a video on this today. This is my first time looking into the situation at all, but this is what we know about the case. A judge sentenced Diddy to 50 months in prison and fined him $500,000 and ordered 5 years of supervised release. You already know when he gets released, he's doing whatever the hell he wants. $500,000 is a slap on the wrist. Before he was sentenced, Combs addressed the judge, begging for mercy and apologizing for sick actions. Now, this is the thing. I know DV, domestic violence, you definitely get some time for that, especially if it's caught on camera, the way it was caught on camera in that hotel video. But then we also have evidence of the X trafficking that he was doing with all his parties, prostitution, having people pay for the, for the coochie and the whole nine. I would have imagined that would have been at least a decade. You know what I'm saying? These are like serious crimes. But he probably had a good lawyer, and he definitely persuading people in the jury. Prosecutors had pushed for more than 11 years, while the defense sought 14 months, which would have equaled time served. Since Combs has been in custody since September 2024, he will receive credit for over a year already served. Wow. An even bigger slap on the wrist. I should say an even smaller slap on the wrist. So essentially, he just needs to spend 36 months in prison, which is only 3 years. A jury acquitted Combs of racketeering and sex trafficking charges on July 2nd, but convicted him on 2 lesser counts of transporting former girlfriends for prostitution. I don't know what happened in that jury, and I don't think we'll ever get to know what happened in that jury. Whether there was pink strings that were being pulled, which we already know he's going to be pulling strings. With his connections and his money, 100%. So in this video right here, we're going to take a listen to what Gene Deal has to say, who is his former bodyguard, on Diddy only getting a 50-month prison sentence.
No, I got to get your take on it, man. Diddy, he got 50 months in prison. How you feeling about it, man?
Well, since this is going to be my last Art of the Dialogue interview, and the Diddy trial and the Diddy saga is over, like the Gene Deal story ain't big as the Diddy trial or the Diddy story. Man, I feel good, man. I feel good way before the sentencing, and I'm gonna feel good way after it. You know what I'm saying? That the sentencing don't have anything to do with how I feel. It just goes me to show, that tells me when God puts you in a position and puts you in a place to be involved in something, his word ain't never wrong. It is exactly what I said on my show. I said Diddy gonna end up doing 24 months in prison. The judge gave him 50 months, but you gotta realize he already had 14 months in it, practically, and he's going to get credit for 2 months of that 14 months. That give him 16 months. He's gonna do 20.
Making money online for the past decade, and I've never had to work a 9 to 5. I've created the fast track blueprint for you to start making $10,000 per month online within my Business Mastermind Academy. All you have to do is click the first link in the description and fill out the application. Time to get to that bag.
24 months, which is gonna give him about 30 months, because he only had to do 85% in the feds, and he goes to probably a halfway house. So he got off like a fat rat in a cheese factory. But for a dude like Diddy going to jail and spending all that time, I'm not saying it's going to be rough or nothing like that, because his former president of Bad Boy, Kirk Burrows, with the federal jail. You understand? Lil' Kim with the federal jail. So, because the type of dude he is, he'll make it, he'll be all right. And plus they're going to send him to a camp, bruh. He'll be in somebody camp or somebody dormitory, whereas that it'll be real light for him. So, he'll see the streets back again in 24 months. He'll be out within 2 years. It seems like a lot saying 50 months and everything like that,
Yeah,
but
that's
it's not
facts.
really a lot. Not at all, bro. It's not a lot at all. You know what I'm saying? I know for executive, somebody who's been a jet setter, somebody who's been going all around the world, been in
It's
all
almost as if they gave him that sentencing just to appease the public.
kind of, stadiums, galas, and living in mansions. It's a lot of people who lived in mansions that's in federal jail. You got Senator Melendez from Jersey in jail. You got a lot of them in jail doing way more time than him. You know what I'm saying? So he'll be all right, man. I think that, uh, he got off like a fat rat in a cheese factory, bro. You know what I'm saying? He got off based on how the judge started the whole sentence. He was talking about coercion. He was talking about relevant conduct. He was talking about, he even said that with Diddy conduct and what he was doing, he should get a sizable sentence or something like that. Like his sentences should be a large sentence.
And this makes me even question all the lawsuits that were filed from Cassie, his former producer, and all these other women. Like, how seriously were those lawsuits even taken? Or did Diddy just pay them off? Because there was a lot of lawsuits that we were looking into for the past year and a half, and just all of them are gone, and now it's only this one sentencing for trafficking of your girlfriend. There was a lot of other heinous things that were mentioned in those lawsuits from people that spent a lot of time with him. Where are those at? Either these people got paid off, or the lawsuit just went in the trash can.
And I think that, 50 months, I don't see that as being large. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a third. I think the third of the guidelines were the probation report said. I think the probation report started at 72 months. So it's almost.
And then they want to mention that supervised release for the next 4 years or 5 years or something like that. That ain't doing nothing. Whoever's supposed to be supervising is gonna be partaking in those freak offs too. I'm dead serious. You think I'm joking? You pay that supervisor a couple $100,000. That supervisor right in with Diddy. Come on.
What was it? That's like 72 months, 50 months, close to not even a third. It's a little over a third of what the probation report said he should get. But it is what it is.
So you feel like he got off? 50 months wasn't enough for you?
Yeah, listen to me, man. What people don't understand is they look at the Mann Act as only being something about prostitution. There's different sections. If you read the Mann Act, it talks about rape. It talks about coercion. It talks about somebody being beaten. It talks about a lot of different things in that Mann Act that gives people a lot of time, because you could get up to, I think, about 135 months for that Mann Act. You understand what I'm saying? You can get up to 135 months. That's close to 10 years, I think, or better. So it's different versions, it's different sections in that whole act based on what they call relevant conduct that you do in that stuff. And then he did a lot of shit. He beat people. He drugged people. The judge even said this. You understand? The judge spoke about coercion. And no matter what the what you call them people, the jurors, said and thought and everything like that, the judge spoke about his coercion, his relevant conduct. The judge spoke about, mitigating circumstances, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the judge spoke about. Look at here. He got caught with drugs. Never got charged with the drugs. And the judge knew that. That's why the judge said relevant conduct. You understand? He got caught with guns. Guns in the house with the serial number. The judge knew that. You understand? relevant conduct. You understand?
Here's the thing, bro. You gotta keep in mind, everyone in this situation right here, including the judge, is human. Diddy's gonna be playing every single card he has to get out of his sentencing, or even get his sentence reduced. 100% fact that judge was reached out by someone. I don't know who it was. I don't know how they went about it, but someone offering money in some type of form or monetary pay for that sentencing to be reduced. 100% fact. And he'll do it in a way that it doesn't link back to Diddy. You feel what I'm saying? It'll just be done in a way that, okay, this random person is offering this judge some money to not get a longer sentencing, which minimizes the risk for the judge and minimizes the risk for Diddy. Now, if the judge is able to hear that this person, that they're about to get a certain level of wealth just for reducing his sentence, you know, that judge gonna start thinking about his family. Like, let me think. My family, my kids, the generations to come. I can get a bigger house. I can get a better car. My family will always be good. Take some cheese. Judge will take some cheese. Judge is human too. Judge is 100% human. Everyone will take some cheese.
That he didn't get charged with. The beating of Jane, hitting in the head, the assault, and all that stuff of Cassie. All those things they probably couldn't. I don't guess they could have charged him with them, but it came up in the trial. All that's relevant conduct. You understand? And people don't understand all the things that he was doing. Then the judge made a point. When you go and talk to the managers and you talk to people about hiding evidence, you understand? Remember the fact in the trial when it came up that he gave a guy $100,000 and some $100,000 $100,000 to keep the tape that from cashing them? That's relevant conduct. Your judge was speaking about all that. So now, if he's doing that, and the judge is saying all the stuff that he did that was wrong, what else? Having security take people, put them up in abandoned buildings and threaten them. The judge had all that information. So it was no way this judge was going to let Diddy walk away and talking about Mark Allegara, his lawyer, talking about, well, I want him to walk out of court today. I want him to only have 14 months or whatever. Come on, man. The judge, after he made those statements, they was toying with the judge because they had made so many statements. The judge had made statements prior to any one of those lawyers speaking. How the hell could they even say some of the stuff they didn't say? I thought when the lawyers, I was happy when Diddy's lawyers was speaking because they was burying him more than they was helping him. If you listen to what his lawyers was saying, you know, based on them speaking for him, the best person that spoke for Diddy was Diddy this day. The best person that spoke for Diddy was Diddy. All that other stuff and all the things that he did and he got away with it, he going at Suge Knight and them with guns. You understand? There was testimony in the trial about that. There was testimony he going to Kid Cudi's house. Allegedly Mike having somebody set his car on fire. Tearing up all his Christmas gifts. Throwing an ashtray, hitting somebody in the head with it. Beating Cassie on multiple occasions. There was a lot of stuff that came out in the trial that the judge knew about it. So the judge couldn't just let him walk out of there with nothing. But the judge and them, you know, listen here, bro. The judge and them gave him, well, not gave him, but let him off easy, bro. He got let off easy. And don't get me wrong, bro. I don't want to see a black man in jail.
Yeah, but I do have to say, if it was any other black man with all of this evidence and all of these allegations and it was taken to trial, don't let that black man be from the hood. Locked up. Life sentence. No exaggeration. Now, I'm always going to have to resort back to the fact that money is going to play a part. Money does equal power. But money also allows you to do great things. And that's also why I've created a Business Mastermind Academy for you guys watching this video so you can learn how to start making money online. Thousands, hundreds of thousands online. With me as your mentor, step-by-step guides in the whole nine. If you want access to that information in that academy, you can simply fill out the application below. It's the first link in the description. Because money does allow you to get your way, like I was saying, but it also allows you to do good things. It also allows you to provide, it allows you to give to people in need, to the church, whatever it is. And in this instance, that he's using his money for getting away with stuff. Because like Gene Deal is saying, all these things have been mentioned up in the air and have been, taken to trial and have been proven. And what motive did the judge have to let him off on such a short trial? It was either a subliminal threat or a bribe.
I don't want to see a black man in jail. But I don't care nothing about Diddy going to jail. That's a big difference to me. I never want to see a black man going to jail based on the circumstance, based on the situation, based on he may not have the legal team, because a lot of us get railroaded. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us get railroaded. So I don't never want to see no black, yo, that's what these cats are going to be saying. Yo, they want to see a nigga. Nah, bro. I fought to keep guys out of jail for 27 years. But do I care about him going to jail? Nah, I don't, bro. I'm sorry. God just going to have to take that off my heart. But that's my enemy. He made it clear. He made it clear when he was sending niggas at me, when he was doing when he was setting dudes up, when he was when he cursed Wolf mother out, when he set Wolf up to go at BMF.
All right, family, we're gonna have to leave that right there. We're about like 17 minutes into the video, and I want to continue watching this interview right here because he's revealing a lot. He's revealing things that not a lot of people are even thinking about. They're like, oh, he got sentenced 50 years and moving on from the situation. But you have to also realize how the judicial system is working, how this world is, at the end of the day, is being operated by human beings with their own temptations, their own desires, and things are able to be swayed. Now, definitely got to pray for Gene Deal, you know what I'm saying? Because he has been exposed on a lot for the past 2 years when it comes to Diddy. And comment down below any of your thoughts that you have on this situation right here. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Smash the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Peace. Love y'all.